indicated is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and track that out. Again, if you live on the south side of Springfield from Battlefield up toward the south side into the Galloway area, as far north as downtown Springfield, take action now. Possible tornado with this thunderstorm tracking northeast at 50 miles per hour. These storms, again, moving very, very quickly. So when we're showing you radar, we're kind of looking a little bit back in time. So you don't have a lot of time to really take action with this. In fact, I'm going to have to, because it's going to cover so much ground, I'm going to have to broaden out the view just a little bit more. And it looks like it will be tracking roughly through this corridor. And here's some points that it'll be near downtown, probably a little southeast of downtown within the next 10 minutes. Should be there southeast of downtown Springfield shortly before 6:10 this evening, and then in the Stratford area in roughly 20 minutes from now. Again, this is a radar indicated tornado. It's the first one that we've gotten so far this evening, and I'll clear this out. Looking again at where that circulation is as we kind of zoom in a bit more, it looks to be located roughly south of James River, maybe to the east of Battlefield, based on the radar view that we've got on this particular computer. Looking at a different view, it looks like that circulation is now located very close to James River. I'll go ahead and actually zoom in. Looks like it would be located very close to James River, roughly in this area right here. Based on a different radar view that I have, it looks like that circulation would be located roughly about here, where that dip in James River is on the south side of Springfield, and the circulation is tracking across this corridor right there. So some areas that would be in the vicinity of this possible tornado. Again, at this stage, it's radar indicated. Republic Road near Broadway Avenue over toward, say, the Campbell, South Campbell Avenue. Those would be locations roughly in the vicinity of where this possible tornado is with this particular thunderstorm. Again, it is radar indicated. In addition to the possibility of a tornado with this thunderstorm, we'll switch this back over to a different view. It looks like we're getting some really heavy rainfall here at the TV station. I can hear it outside right now. In addition to the possible tornado, we've also got, again, a risk of large hail with this thunderstorm. I'm trying to get this over to, let's see if I can just switch it over to this. Get this over to a radar view, and we'll broaden that out a little bit. Looks like, again, that circulation is now tracking, again, very quickly northeast at 50 miles per hour. Looks like it would be located pretty close to the Battlefield Mall and heading in the general direction of Stratford. So again, with that movement of 50 miles per hour, that does not give you much time to take action. If you live anywhere from the south side of Springfield, I want you to continue to sort of hunker down and wait for this storm to get through your area. It is crossing the south side of Springfield right now and should be near Stratford in about 10 minutes time. And then from there, it would be up near the Fair Grove area by about 6:18 this evening. Everything, again, tracking not quite northeast. It's more of a north-northeast motion. We'll clear this activity off and we'll take that down. And this is a 1-hour radar loop that you're looking at, and you can see how quickly these storms are tracking toward the northeast. The tornado warned storm is this guy right there, moving across the south side of Springfield, again tracking from basically the Stone County area across Christian County and now into southern Greene County, and it will continue to track across the east side of Springfield over the next 5 minutes or so, and in the general direction of Stratford. Based on its movement, looks like it'll be in the vicinity of Stratford in about 10 minutes time. Matt Hefner joining us right now. Matt, you've been, I'm sure, watching some of the chat on Slack. Is there anything that you can add in terms of what they're seeing?
Just put on my mic, so hopefully people can hear me right now. But right now I'm getting reports, 911 Springfield Greene County saying rotation towards Springfield Lake headed towards James River Freeway. That's from 911 troopers on the ground at this moment. Hail's coming in. I can tell you outside, Jamie, it is pouring hard. Yeah. It is hailing over Springfield right now. The worst, this is what we were saying earlier, is the worst of these storms are what's going to be happening right now in Springfield. So once we get on the backside of this line, expecting things to really improve and to get better, but it's the matter of kind of getting through these thunderstorms and also this first tornado warning of the night, expecting more once this moves further off into the east as these storms move
And,
into a more
I'll be
favorable
honest,
environment.
Matt, this is, I mean, it's kind of tricky pinpointing exactly. It looks like that circulation, based on what I can see on radar, and I'll stop this. But what I can see on radar, it looks like that circulation, and it's a little diffuse. It's hard to pick up on what I can see. But it looks like it would be located on top of Highway 65. This would be maybe between Battlefield Road and Sunshine, roughly in that area near Highway 65. And again, tracking very quickly to the northeast. And it's generally moving in the trajectory of Stratford. And it looks like it would be in the Stratford area over the next 5 to 10 minutes. So far, again, this is a radar indicated tornado based on what we can see on radar. The circulation itself is not overly strong, at least based on what I can see. But I think the fast movement of these thunderstorms is probably masking to some extent exactly where that circulation is. I'm just kind of going back and looking at a different radar view. Again, it looks like it would be pretty close to 65 in Battlefield. I mean, if it's still there, it's going to be roughly in that vicinity, maybe as far north as Sunshine, and should be tracking east of 65 now. So it looks like the bulk of this tornado threat is going to stay, I think, just to the west, or just to the east, I should say, of most of Springfield, certainly the downtown area of Springfield. If you're watching from the Battlefield area, I mean, when this tornado warning was first issued, that storm was located, or the tornado threat was located very close to Battlefield. It looks like the tornado threat has ended in the Battlefield area. It has ended for areas up to about James River, but it does continue, especially for areas along Highway 65, between Battlefield Road and Sunshine, and northeast up towards Stratford. That's the corridor that is going to be taking. So this is 65 right here. It looks like that circulation roughly about in here, and it should track in that fashion toward Stratford. In addition to a possible tornado with this storm, the warning indicated also maybe a risk of hail up to ping pong ball size. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our hail product here and see if we can track out some hail. Certainly looks to be a hail core. This is just to the south of Division, pretty close to the TV station here. South of Division, down toward Sunshine. That is where the hail core is, and that's pretty tightly tied to where the possible tornado is as well. Broadening out our view, it looks like we've got an even bigger hail core with this storm to the southwest of Nixa. That's going to be moving into the Highlandville area and should move in the vicinity of Nixa and Ozark very quickly over the next 5 to 10 minutes. Looks like we may have hail up to at least quarter size with that hail core that again is tracking toward Highlandville and Nixa and Ozark. Locally in our area, again, tornado warned storm continues to move across the east side of Springfield, moving in the general direction of Stratford. Going back to our velocity data, again, and I'll broaden this out because I want you to see what I'm seeing. You don't have a really tight circulation. It looks like
it's definitely broad, Jamie. But if there's going to be any rotation, it's closer to 65. Just move past James River Freeway. It's pretty broad at this moment.
And it looks like it's now east of Highway 65. It looks like that circulation would be east of Highway 65. So I'm going to swap it over. This is a different product. This helps to kind of take out. When you have fast-moving storms like we have this evening, that can mask where the circulation is and the strength of the circulation. So going to this product kind of unmasks where that rotation is. But even here, it's not overly apparent. Just kind of looking at this, looks like we may have hints of a circulation right here. But I'm also seeing what may be hints of a circulation to the east of Galloway. That's just outside of the tornado warning polygon. But this looks to be the area that's suspect for a possible tornado. And this, again, tracking toward the northeast at 50 miles per hour, should move generally toward Turners and Stratford. This warning does run through 6:30 this evening. Tracking out, again, this possible tornado at this stage of the game, again, radar indicated, moving roughly in this fashion. and that should put it in the Stratford area by about 6:20 this evening. If you're watching from Turner's, it should be there in the within the next 5 minutes. That circulation should be moving through your area over the next 5 minutes. Should be moving through the Stratford area in about the next 10 minutes. And at the very least, what we may find, even though there may not be an actual tornado touchdown, what we may find is the winds ramping up. And you may get some severe wind gusts, because that's one thing we've certainly seen with these thunderstorms so far, are strong to severe wind gusts that in some cases have been in the 60 to 70 mile per hour range. But we've had gusts outside of thunderstorms that have topped 60 miles per hour in places. Going to clear out this information. There we go. Take that down. Let's go back over to the radar view. This is just one of several thunderstorms that we're watching, and I tell you what, looking at this, there's some other storms that look a little suspect to me. They're severe warned at this hour. It looks like that I'd watch that storm southwest of Ozark, moving into the Ozark area right now, and we've got another one down toward Cape Fear, southwest of Cape Fear. I mean, folks, you're watching, you can see. I mean, we've got Hook, maybe a hook right there, and it looks like maybe a hook right there with that Cape Fear storm. So. What I think we're seeing these storms trying to organize more, becoming maybe more supercellular in nature, and that risk for tornadoes may go up from here on out, at least over the next several hours, as expected, as these storms get near and east of Highway 65, where we have the current tornado watch.
Jamie, can you pull up our Ozark tower camera? Because you can kind of see the back end of this storm. You can see a little bit of the hail that's coming in. It would be looking to the north. It was just behind where this expected rotation is, moving past Springfield. It's a good shot on that Ozark camera.
So I'm going to pull up this is our tower camera from Division here at the TV station. And you can see, again, you can see the rain. So Matt, are you going to swing that around, or you want me to swing it around?
I can swing it around. Okay. Yeah, I can move it around.
So Matt's going to swing this around so that we're looking more toward the south, toward this tornado warned storm. So you're looking, it looks like you're looking south-southwest. Really can't see anything. You can see, again, that dark sky all the way down to the horizon. Very heavy rainfall, but again, it's this portion right in here that's currently tornado warned to the southeast of Springfield. And that warning does remain in effect. That runs through 6:30 this evening, so technically another 18 minutes. It looks like, and I'm going to go back. Matt, is there anything else you want to show on tower cam?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to our radar view, and we will take a look again at that thunderstorm. It looks like the tornado threat with that storm should be moving through the Stratford area. And what I can see, and I'll show you what I can see as we kind of zoom in on Stratford, you can see that little kink right here. This is the portion of the storm that we were concerned maybe there's a tornado trying to develop. Looking at velocity data out of that area, it looks like there's definitely a wind surge. You can see these are so our radar site is located over toward the airport. These are strong outbound winds moving away from the airport right now. Here's that little kink that we were looking at near Stratford. I don't see anything. What I would want to see to say, hey, I think we may have a tornado, is I'd want to see green on top of red. I'm not seeing that, but what I am seeing is this surge of brighter red colors, which indicates that we've got some very strong winds. So I think what's happening with this particular thunderstorm is I think it's now kind of blowing out. We're starting to see this thing sort of transition maybe from a tornado threat to more of a straight line wind threat. And that strong wind energy should be getting into the Stratford area right now. I would guess that we're getting wind speeds now in Stratford of maybe 60 plus miles per hour. Just got an update on the tornado warning. It does remain for areas from Stratford and north. Let's see if there's any new information. Matt was showing me a picture that someone had shared of what looks to be,
it looks like a funnel cloud in Stratford, or at least it's hard to tell from the picture if it's a funnel cloud or if it's a scud cloud, but you definitely see that low-level development and roughly into the area we're concerned about.
So in the latest statement, and this is coming in about a minute ago, Springfield National Weather Service saying the tornado radar indicated, so possible tornado, was located over Stratford, moving northeast at 50. And that's what we're showing you right now on radar. I'll go back over to our other radar product. Again, you can see that little kink right in here. So this is what they're looking at. They're looking at that right there. It looks like this is starting to kind of bow out more. You're starting to see more of a surge of wind off toward the east. That may be what we call the rear flank downdraft. And that's the portion of the wind energy that's kind of rotating around the updraft, the rotating updraft around the bottom side of that updraft. And you can get wind damage out of those. You can get winds in excess of 60 miles per hour out of that rear flank downdraft. And I think that that's what we're seeing right now when we go back over to just kind of checking out the winds. You can see that line of red right there, indicative of strong winds moving again away from the radar site. So I think the circulation of this thunderstorm is located roughly about in here, and then strong winds are rotating underneath that strong updraft right here that could be rotating underneath and blowing across the Stratford area, moving right down I-44, likely producing some very strong winds with it as it continues to track toward the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. And I'm kind of checking out what's going on further south. I was concerned kind of based on what I was seeing on radar, because again, the tornado threat may just now be ramping up. And just going back to we have that one storm near Highlandville, and we have another storm near just to the northwest of Kimberling City. The Highlandville storm, that one's not screaming at me, but I would watch that storm to the northwest of Kimberling City. That one, I think we're starting to see some signs of rotation with that one, and certainly it has that look, right? Here's Cape Fear, Kimberling City, and you can see this hook. And I think we're seeing a supercell developing right there. And going over to, let's check out the winds as this kind of switches over. Again, keep in mind, these storms are moving fast, so that fast movement is masking some of that rotation that's happening. So I'm going to go over to a different radar product that should help with that, and you can see it. See the red right there, and you can see the blues. So I think we're starting to see rotation here to the south of Cape Fear. So we don't have a tornado warning yet with that particular thunderstorm, but just a heads up, if you live up toward Highway 76 between Cape Fear and Reed Spring, watching that thunderstorm, it could be developing right now. It certainly looks like it's getting stronger, and it looks like it is organizing. We could be looking at tornado development out of that one, similar to what we saw with this lead storm that's still tornado warned, as we go back up to that one, that is now located to the northeast of Stratford. And keep in mind how fast these storms are moving. These storms, this particular storm that's been tornado warned, is now northeast of Stratford. We got on with this warning about 6 o'clock this evening. That's when it was located near Battlefield. So it's crossed a lot of ground very quickly, moving northeast at least 50 miles per hour. So if you live up toward Elkland and Charity, that's the general direction that this tornado warned storm is moving. You're going to be under the gun here shortly, and I'll go ahead and track that out. Again, looks like that tornado risk is located a little southeast of Fairgrove, moving in this fashion. It looks like it would be located near Elkland at 6:25 this evening, Charity at 6:31, and Cedar Ridge by about 6:44. So you could see the red, the orange in this cone, and then the yellow. These are increments of 10 minutes. So that's 10 minutes. That's 10 to 20 minutes. That's 20 to 30 minutes, just to give you some reference as to what we're looking at. Again, clearing out that data. And again, I want to keep in mind what's going on with these other storms. We're still tracking. I mean, we've got several storms kind of lined up now. We've got the Stratford storm. We've got another storm that's moving into the Rogersville area right now. We've got another one that I'm probably most concerned about, located near Reed Spring, or just to the west of Reed Spring. Looking at that storm on a different radar view at this stage of the game, there's still certainly indications that there's rotation there. Not strong enough, though, maybe to prompt a tornado warning, but we're highlighting it because hopefully that gives folks a little bit more of a lead time if this does get tornado warned here shortly. Again, that storm should be tracking through Reed Spring up into southwestern Christian County, based on where it is, I think it would probably move generally toward the Highlandville area, or maybe a little southeast of Highlandville over the next 15 minutes or so. Still, again, tracking a tornado-warned storm here to the east of Fair Grove. You can still see that little kink right in there. So circulation should be located roughly in there. And if we go back over to check out the wind environment within that thunderstorm, what we find is there's still some hints, maybe right about in here. Here's Elkland, Stratford down to the southwest. There's still some hints that there may be a circulation right about in there. It's not a very tight circulation. We don't have like greens and reds right up next to each other, but still certainly hints of maybe a broad circulation in that area. And I'm thinking that we're also probably seeing some very strong winds, straight line winds, moving into northwestern Webster County right now. Let's see, I'm going to animate this. I may wish I had, and we'll see. It's going to be, again, these storms are moving so fast, it's hard to show this in a clean way, but you can see right here, there's the tornado warned storm, and you can see that surge right in there. So we're probably getting some very strong winds now into northwestern Webster County. It looks like the tornado threat, I'm going to guess, based on what I'm seeing, should be now outside of the polygon, should be in northwestern Webster County. You got any update there?
Yeah, no, it's interesting that you mentioned that, Jamie, because the National Weather Service is going to have to make a decision real soon. Do they want to extend this tornado warning kind of past its current polygon, or are they just going to go with severe thunderstorm warning from here on out? This warning goes until 6:30, so that's when it's supposed to expire. 10 more minutes on this warning, and it's kind of moving outside of the box of where they said it's going to be falling in. Haven't heard updates from the National Weather Service at this time, but these storms are definitely getting stronger. They're past kind of that infancy stage, and they're starting to mature even more. We're getting hail sizes of about 2 inches. That's what these reports are. Is hail can be up to 2 inches, winds up to 70 miles per hour. So even if you don't see a tornado, these thunderstorms, it is just pouring rain. Hail is coming down, and then you have the winds that are going to be, well, 70 mile per hour winds is basically tornadic wind speeds, but they're coming in a straight line rather than into rotation. So waiting to kind of see how the National Weather Service wants to address this one tornado warning that we have as it's kind of moving outside of its polygon.
You mentioned the hail.
Yeah.
We can go back over to Max 1. We can see, you can see the hail cores. There's one right there. That's associated with the tornado warned storm.
Jamie, let me cut you off because I did get an update. The National Weather Service expired this tornado warning. So,
okay, so
are they going to expire and issue another one? I'm not sure, but at this point, they canceled the current tornado warning. So that is a good news. That's a sigh of relief for people in Stratford and Springfield. That tornado warning has expired.
Okay, and again, there's still other storms to watch. We mentioned the hail threat, hail core right there, hail core here to the east of Ozark, another hail core south of Galena, hail core, and then another hail core down there south of Cassville, right there on the state line. Those associated with thunderstorms, and these hail cores so far have generally been indicating hailstones of maybe dime to quarter size. Have not seen any reports, really anything larger than quarter size. Not to say that that's not happening, we just haven't seen those reports. But I think what we are seeing is we're seeing a gradual uptick in storm organization, so that we're now beginning to find storms that are more that look to be becoming more supercellular in nature, where you actually have a rotating updraft that leads to bigger hailstones, that can lead to a higher risk of damaging wind gusts, and that can also lead to a higher risk of tornadoes. And I think as these storms move into a gradually more favorable environment further east, if we continue with these individual thunderstorms like we're finding right now lined up, I think that risk of tornadoes is going to go up. At this point, again, the good news is we can issue the all clear from the south side of Springfield up through Stratford. No longer under the gun for a tornado. That tornado warning canceled early, so we don't have any tornado warnings currently in effect for our area, but a tornado watch does remain in effect for areas along and east of Highway 65 through 11 o'clock this evening. And it looks like we've got several thunderstorms lined up that absolutely bear watching for the risk of wind, hail, and maybe even tornadoes. I've been kind of watching some of these storms further south that are not tornado warned. I am concerned that we are seeing at least some signs of rotation with those thunderstorms. And if one of these pockets of rotation happens to wrap up And I'm looking at one right here. This is near Reed Spring.
Hey
Go
Chief,
ahead.
you're talking about kind of watching for some more possible rotations. The National Weather Service are doing the same thing. They pinpointed around Sparta, where they're saying, hey, that's an area that the National Weather Service is watching. They haven't issued a tornado warning on that yet, but it's the area they're kind of really focused on right now. You also mentioned that area closer to Reed Springs, where we're starting to see kind of early stages of rotation and organization out of these storms. So that's what I got at this minute.
I was going to say, yeah, I think that Reed Spring, I think between the two, the Sparta storm and the Reed Spring storm, I think it's the Reed Spring storm that I'm most concerned about. It's the one that's showing kind of a persistent weak circulation. The storm up near Sparta, and we'll broaden that view out, the storm up near Sparta, and it looks like, I mean, you can see that little appendage kind of hanging down from that storm near Rogersville. That storm, I'm not seeing a tight circulation with it. Not to say that there couldn't be like a weak eddy there, but I'm not seeing a tight circulation with it. What I'm seeing on radar right now is more of a surge of wind kind of cutting, probably cutting underneath that outflow, that updraft, which is located probably right about in there. So you're seeing maybe that updraft getting cut off a bit by a surge of wind energy on the south side of the circulation of that thunderstorm, but I'm not seeing a tight circulation showing up on radar. But I'm also looking only at the lowest tilt level. I'm not looking higher up in the storm to see if maybe there's some stronger rotation higher up. Again, for me, looking at what's on the map right now, we've got, this is the one that I've been watching probably the closest. It's the storm northeast of Reed Spring to the west of Saddlebrook. Not seeing, I haven't seen that circulation tighten up, but it's still there. There's still a weak circulation there. And then looking further downstream, or I should say upstream, down toward the Emerald Beach area, that storm right there also, I think, bears watching. There too, looks like the storm is located over Emerald Beach, but it looks like we may have some weak rotation showing up right about in here, just to maybe right on top of Emerald Beach or just east of Emerald Beach. So those are two storms right now that I absolutely am going to be keeping an eye on. Again, the good news is we have no active tornado warnings in our area, but we are seeing storms line up. It looks like they are getting more organized, and we may be really under the gun for the next few hours as these storms continue to track off. This individual storms moving north-northeast at, in some cases 70 miles per hour. The line itself, though, is moving more gradually to the east. I think we're seeing about one row of counties north to south cleared by this line of storms about every hour or so. It looks like what we may also find is this northern portion of the line may clear areas like Lake of the Ozarks and Rollins, Salem, but the southern portion of this line may lag a little bit. So areas from Harrison east over toward Mountain Home, West Plains, into Alton, we may see that severe weather threat lingering a bit longer there, maybe through 10 o'clock this evening, at least in areas like Alton and Thayer and Koshkonong. And this is also going to be an environment that should be more suitable for tornadoes. What we have found so far is a very dry, low-level environment here west of Highway 65, but that more moisture-rich air is surging north across Arkansas, and it will meet up with this dry line and this line of thunderstorms. So as that line of thunderstorms encounters that more fuel-driven atmosphere, we're probably going to see these storms intensify some, and the risk of severe weather with those storms will probably go up as well. Again, at this hour, severe thunderstorm watch remaining in effect for areas west of Highway 65 for another 30 minutes. Areas east of 65 or along and east of Highway 65, a tornado watch remains in effect. We've got a line of severe thunderstorms now from Lake of the Ozarks south down toward Eureka Springs. Practically every one of these thunderstorms is severe warned with the risk of damaging winds, and we've had now one tornado warning. Happy to say that that warning has been lifted, but we've had one tornado warning for the southeast side of Springfield. We will continue to watch this unfolding scenario very closely throughout the evening hours.
This is an Ozarks First severe weather update.
Get this over to a radar view, and we'll broaden that out a little bit. Looks like, again, that circulation is now tracking, again, very quickly northeast at 50 miles per hour. Looks like it would be located pretty close to the Battlefield Mall and heading in the general direction of Stratford. So again, with that movement of 50 miles per hour, that does not give you much time to take action. If you live anywhere from the south side of Springfield, I want you to continue to sort of hunker down and wait for this storm to get through your area. It is crossing the south side of Springfield right now and should be near Stratford in about 10 minutes time. And then from there, it would be up near the Fair Grove area by about 6:18 this evening. Everything, again, tracking not quite northeast, it's more of a north-northeast motion. We'll clear this activity off and we'll take that down. And this is a 1 hour radar loop that you're looking at, and you can see how quickly these storms are tracking toward the northeast. The tornado warned storm is this guy right there moving across the south side of Springfield, again tracking from basically the Stone County area across Christian County and now into southern Greene County, and it will continue to track across the east side of Springfield over the next 5 minutes or so and in the general direction of Stratford. Based on its movement, looks like it'll be in the vicinity of Stratford in about 10 minutes time. Matt Hefner joining us right now. Matt, you've been, I'm sure, watching some of the chat on Slack. Is there anything that you can add in terms of what they're seeing?
Just put on my mic, so hopefully people can hear me right now. But right now I'm getting reports 911 Springfield Greene County saying rotation towards Springfield Lake headed towards James River Freeway. That's from 911 troopers on the ground at this moment. Hail's coming in. I can tell you outside, Jamie, it is pouring hard.
Yeah.
It is hailing over Springfield right now. The worst, this is what we were saying earlier, is the worst of these storms are what's going to be happening right now in Springfield. So once we get on the backside of this line, expecting things to really improve and to get better, but it's the matter of kind of getting through these thunderstorms and also this first tornado warning of the night, expecting more once this moves further off into the east as these storms move into a more
And I'll be honest,
environment.
Matt, this is, I mean, it's kind of tricky pinpointing exactly. It looks like that circulation, based on what I can see on radar, and I'll stop this. But what I can see on radar, it looks like that circulation, and it's a little diffuse. It's hard to pick up on what I can see. But it looks like it would be located on top of Highway 65. This would be maybe between
This is an Ozarks First severe weather update.
Tracking another tornado warned storm. This is a different one. This is located near Fordland. Tornado warning now being issued for areas from roughly Fordland east to Seymour and northeast into northern Wright County. This does include areas as far north as Grove Spring and even into the Manus area. But again, right now the storm is centered over Fordland. This is a tornado warning, radar indicated. In addition to the risk of a tornado, large hail is possible with this one. We've really seen the hail core come up with this particular storm. This tornado warning is in effect through 7:15 this evening. This storm, it's a little bit more clear than the last tornado warned storm. It looks like we do have a circulation showing up on radar, and that is located pretty close or between Fordland and Diggins right now. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of scope this guy out. So hopefully we'll be able to show some. You can see that right there. So here's Fordland. Diggins located about right in there. And these are very strong outbound winds. These are strong inbound winds. And it looks like the possible tornado would be located just north of Highway 60, just to the east of Fordland. Getting a new radar image in, and I'll clear that out.
It's moving quick.
Yeah, getting a new radar image in. It looks like that circulation is now located to the northeast of Diggins, north of Highway 60. So, in this image, and this is the problem with tonight, is that these storms are moving very, very fast. So we're kind of looking back in time, but it looks like the circulation is now located roughly here. So you can see the hook. So imagine this is actually located right about here now. And I'm seeing that in some of the more updated radar imagery that I've got available to me. I'm hoping that this product will allow me to show storm relative velocity. That kind of like unmasks where the circulation is in environments like we have tonight. So I'm going to wait for a new scan here, but it looks like that circulation is located to the northeast of Diggins, roughly about in here. This appears to be where the circulation is, and it's tracking very quickly to the northeast. The speed on this is 60 miles per hour. So if you live in and around Diggins, you're tornado warned right now, still under the gun, and it is tracking toward the northeast at 60 miles per hour. So it's going to cover a lot of ground. Going to broaden that out just a hair more, and it looks like it's going to be tracking roughly in this fashion. And so hopefully this will give us some ideas as to when when these some of these different points where the possible tornado will be over the next 10, 20, and 30 minutes. So near High Prairie, or probably just to the southeast of High Prairie at 648, should be up near Grove Spring. Again, Grove Spring, you guys are tornado warned. That would be about 6:58 this evening, and then from there it would push. I think in about 25 to 30 minutes, it should push out of northern Wright County into sections of southeastern Laclede County up toward the Evergreen area. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out again, and you can see again pretty clearly what should be again a radar indicated tornado right there to the northeast of Diggins. Kind of waiting on that to update, because what I can see on a more updated radar view is a little bit more impressive in nature. In addition to the risk of a tornado with this storm, looks like we've got some very large hail. In fact, I can show you that as we go over to our hail product, our hail tracker product. It does a pretty good job of showing where the hail is and how big. And you can see that hail core located right on top of Diggins. This is indicating that we could have hail in excess of quarter size, maybe up to ping pong ball size, with this particular thunderstorm that is tornado warned, that is currently centered over the Fordland-Diggins area, right on top of Highway 60. That hail core, again, tracking toward the northeast, along with the possible tornado across eastern Webster County, and then in the next 10 to 15 minutes should be getting into northwestern Wright County. Again, tracking generally in this fashion like that. So that's the general corridor that this tornado warned storm is going to be taking, moving along, and where that possible hail would also be moving. This isn't the only storm that we're watching either. We've got still a few others off to the southwest in Christian County, also in Stone County. Those are severe warned for the possibility of large hail and damaging wind gusts. This is the second tornado warned storm of the night. We have, and it looks like we're starting to get an even stronger indication of very large hail with that storm. Looks like we're starting to get some indications of maybe even larger than ping pong ball size. Hopefully this will update again. Looking at somewhat of an older radar image, that hook echo now is located, here's Fordland, Diggins, that hook echo is located right about in there. And this is going to continue to track north-northeast. So it looks like the tornado threat should be winding down in the Diggins area, but it is increasing. In fact, I just got a new scan in, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm on a separate radar view here, so pardon that, but I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Just looking at what I've got right here, I was hoping that maybe we could get some street names to come in. Clear Spring Road, Alcorn Road, Skyline Road. These are roads in the vicinity, northeast of Diggins, of where this circulation is showing up. In fact, we have an updated radar view right now.
It's not really shown on our kind of model what we're showing in-house, but this is trying to hook. This supercell is trying to kind of whip back around. That tornado is really trying to form. Got a report of someone in the Seymour area reporting a wall cloud. They didn't see any rotation. They didn't see any funnel cloud at this time. That was a couple minutes ago, but it's right in that area in Seymour where we're trying to see this, trying to hook back around as it's formed.
Matt, you can see. So I'm looking. What I'm showing right now is we've got the scope on the storm.
Yeah.
You can see the rotation right here, and I know we're zoomed in and it's very rural. So you can see State Highway C located just east of where that circulation is. And as I broaden that out, so hopefully kind of giving folks a little better idea of where it is in relation to some of the towns nearby. Diggins, Seymour off to the south and southwest. High Prairie is located north of where this possible tornado is located. Looks like this, again, this circulation has absolutely tightened up over the last 5 minutes or so in the most recent scan that we've got in. So that's indications that this storm is maybe trying to produce. It may be trying to put down a tornado right now. Tornado warning is in effect for that area, roughly from Seymour northeast up toward Grove Spring. That appears to be about the corridor that this circulation is going to be taking over the next 20 minutes. And Matt, while I'm talking, if you can, look at correlation coefficient, look and see if we've got any indications of a debris. In fact, I can do that on a different view.
I was looking at it earlier, and it looked a little bit too contaminated to get a clear distinction out of that. I think it's started to clear up just a little bit. I do want to take this time to mention this is moving very quick, 60, 70 miles per hour, this system. So people that are not in that tornado warning is Fort Leonard Wood, Waynesville, St. Roberts. If you're in this path, you need to start getting ready. This system is moving, it is hauling. If you have a shelter that you like to go into that area, I would try to start kind of getting ready and getting prepared now, as this is going to be one of those systems you will not have a lot of time for. It's developing very quickly, it's moving very quickly as well, Jamie.
Yeah, and going ahead and timing this thing out again, just to kind of give you an update. So this is where the possible tornado is located right there. You can very clearly see that hook. Grove Spring it looks like this circulation would be in the vicinity of Grove Spring in about 15 minutes from now. So if you're watching from the Grove Spring area, take action right now. These storms are very fast moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. That doesn't give you much time to get in your safe space, your tornado safe space. This tornado warned storm will blow through your area over the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then from there, it should track into southeastern Laclede County. So areas from Evergreen east across southeastern Laclede County, kind of a heads up, this currently tornado warned storm should be moving through your neck of the woods in about 20 to 30 minutes from now. And it looks like we've got another storm to the west of Evergreen. You can see that little appendage right there. That too looks interesting. And I think we may be getting to that stage where we start seeing more and more tornado warnings pop off. So this is going to get very busy and probably kind of messy as we kind of try to keep tabs on all of the different circulations and possible tornadoes that are showing up with these storms.
We warned you guys a couple minutes ago that this is trying to hook, and we're absolutely seeing that hook form right now with this kind of cell that's just past Seymour to the northeast of it. This rotation's, it's tightening up, and it's something we absolutely have to monitor, and it's really just the first of kind of, we're expecting more chances for tornadoes.
Yeah, looks like this is now
they just confirmed that tornado. Yeah, National Weather Service also saw that hook coming around. They saw that tightening. That is no longer radar indicated. That is a confirmed tornado north of Seymour that we're tracking right now, getting close to the Grove Spring area.
I'm hoping that this, I'm going to switch this over to our debris
That is radar confirmed with debris, Jamie. Radar confirmed with debris.
So this is a debris signature that they're seeing on radar. And just looking at what's called correlation coefficient, it'll show sometimes very clearly where debris is being lofted up by a tornado. In this particular image, it's a little old. I'm not seeing it, but looking at some other products, it looks like the circulation is very close to, and I'm going to try to read off some of these names. Short State Highway P. Let's see if I can get something else in the vicinity of
Highway C, Highway P.
Yeah.
Right now it's almost on Highway P. That's where I'm seeing that rotation.
Yeah. Yep, Highway P.
38, Duncan is about to be right in this path.
Looks like Nation School Road will be in the path of this tornado. Cantrell Creek Road in the path of this tornado. So if you live, again, near Highway P along Nation School Road running north away from Highway P up toward Cantrell Road, tornado is moving through your area right now. Looks like the circulation is right on top of that intersection of Cantrell Creek Road and Nation School Road. And from there, it looks like it will impact areas a bit further north up toward, this is again still along Nation School Road. Old Buffalo Road is just northeast of where the circulation is. Nation School Road kind of runs north and then hooks off to the west. Where it hooks off to the west is still north of where that tornado is located. And this is now a confirmed tornado. So there's enough evidence that we can see on radar to go ahead and confirm that there is a tornado occurring with this storm. I'm going to swap this back out for the velocity view. And you can see right here. This image is again a little bit old. You can see State Highway C right there to the east of that circulation. So here's the circulation, State Highway C. Looks like that circulation is located right about in there. And I know we're really zoomed in, but maybe we can get some other roads in the vicinity of that tornado. We talked about Highway P, Homestead Road, State Highway C running northward, Highway P. These are all roads in the vicinity of where this tornado is located. And it's moving very quickly to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. I mean, we've really seen this thing wrap up. Going back to just your standard radar view, you can see very clear. That's very textbook. So this is the updraft. This is the rotating updraft. What you're seeing right here is you're seeing hail and rain getting wrapped around the west side of that rotating updraft. Underneath the updraft, the tornado is located approximately right in here, and then this is what's called the rear flank downdraft. So you're probably getting some very strong winds south away from where that tornado is located, south still down toward Highway 60. I would guess that we've seen some strong winds in the Diggins area. And even though it looks like the tornado will pass just to the west of New Grove, I think we may see some very strong winds get into the New Grove area in Wright County, west of Hartville, as this storm passes by just to the west.
Jamie, this is a beast of a storm. If we flip over to Max 2, I have the hail tracker, and our product right now is estimating at least golf ball sized hail. I would not be surprised if they're getting hail that's even larger than that. And this is in that high prairie area. You have concerns of the tornado that's just a little bit further east than where this hail kind of core is, but then you also have the hail core that's about to move into Grove Spring. This is a very powerful system. It just sparked up all of a sudden. We saw the hook start to develop. Concerned about other thunderstorms that can kind of have a similar fate as this, where this very quickly matured, developed, went severe. Not seeing anything else right now, but that's kind of what I'm monitoring as we see this radar confirmed tornado moving closer to Grove Spring.
And Matt, we can actually, we have another product here. We can show you where the hail is, but we can also show you where there's the greatest likelihood of where this tornado is located. And again, I'm hoping that we can get a good debris signature that I can show you, but here's a different product that allows us to see the rotation throughout all of the volume scans, kind of lines that up and gives you a really good idea of where the tornado is likely occurring. So this is Highway 38, this is High Prairie, and to the east of High Prairie you can see New Grove on the eastern edge of this tornado warning polygon. This is where you're seeing strong rotation on radar, right in there to the south of Highway 38. So this tornado is going to be crossing Highway 38 over the next, I would say within the next 5 minutes. I mean, it's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. That will take it in a trajectory that should bring it very close to Grove Spring. And all indications are, and it looks like right now, it looks like that tornado is now located on Highway 38 or just north of Highway 38. Just got a new scan in, and it looks like that tornado is now over Highway 38 or just north of Highway 38. It is in the vicinity, let's see if I can get some different road names in here, State Highway F and Pyatt Road. These are some roads that are just north of Highway 38, very close to where this tornado is occurring right now. And as we go back to that radar view, you can see that rotation product there, how it kind of ties in, it correlates with what it looks like on radar. So here's our storm, and you can see the hook right here. That tornado is located right about in there, right where you see that little notch. That is where the tornado is located, just to the north of Highway 38, and it is moving very quickly to the northeast. Tracking this out, and it's going about 60 miles per hour to the northeast. I hope I have enough room here. Not really, but it looks like it's going to be in the vicinity of Grove Spring. If you live in and around Grove Spring or south of Grove Spring, this tornado is going to be moving through your area over the next 10 minutes. From Grove Spring north up toward the Laclede County line, up toward Evergreen, it looks like over the next 20 to 30 minutes, this tornado, if it's still producing, the storm, will be tracking across those areas. So again, a heads up for folks in southeast Laclede County, just based on what we're seeing on radar right now, it looks like this thing may maintain itself. This is a radar confirmed tornado now, so we know that there's a tornado occurring or has occurred with this particular thunderstorm, and all indications are that this storm is still producing a tornado. Again, this is just the second tornado warned storm of what will likely be several throughout the evening hours as we watch this line of severe storms push east across the area.
I want to get people prepared in Laclede County and Pulaski County. The National Weather Service is going to have to decide what they're going to do on this tornado warning. And from what I'm seeing, I don't see any signs of this tornado weakening. So we're probably going to see a tornado warning extend into Laclede County, extend into Pulaski County very soon, because this path is going to continue as it's moving out. What, a northeast, 60, 70 miles per hour? So the system's moving very quickly. We're running out of that tornado warning polygon, expecting another one from the National Weather Service very soon. So if you're in Laclede County, if you're in Pulaski County, your phone's probably going to be sounding off in just a minute, and you're going to be panicking, hey, how do I get to my safe place? So start thinking about that now. It's only a matter of time before this system moves downrange to you.
And Matt, yeah, that storm, that tornado is now north of Highway 38. Just kind of give you some markers. It looks like it's the tornado is very close to Trailblazer Road. That is one road that kind of runs north away from where that tornado is occurring. McClanahan Road is another road that is located, that's a west-east road that is located north of, just north of where the tornado is occurring. Currently, it looks like the tornado is just to the south of Highway F. Got a new scan in. Looks like it's still to the south of Highway F, and it is in the vicinity of, let's see if I'm hoping I can get some road names to pop in for me. McClanahan Road, again, looks like it's very close to McClanahan Road at this time. Kendrick Road, so the intersection of Kendrick Road and McClanahan Road is very close to where this tornado is occurring right now. And just east of that intersection, there's a little road that drops south into a little loop where it looks like we've got may have some different homes. Looks like that tornado is moving very close to that area. Again, that is close to the intersection of McClanahan Road and Kendrick Road, where the tornado is currently occurring. And it is radar confirmed. I don't know that we've had anybody actually call in and report a tornado, but radar has gotten sophisticated enough over the last decade or now over 10 years where we can, through radar, see whether or not a storm is producing a tornado. And we are seeing that on radar with this particular thunderstorm, that it is very likely producing a tornado.
And Jamie, ever since the system got really north of Seymour, we have found kind of that CC drop. That's a way of saying, hey, we see some debris with this system, and it has been consistent for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of pumping out debris that's happening with this. So
Matt, what I can see right now is just a pretty strong debris signature on radar.
It's still there. It has not faded.
It's actually, I think it's stronger now. As this storm is able to generate debris and put more and more debris up in the air.
This system's not weakening. It's staying just as strong, if not getting stronger.
Let's see if, I'm going to go ahead and go to our debris product here, and I hope that it will update. See,
it's working for me. Yeah, I'm looking at it over here.
Yeah,
and you can take that back and you can follow it. It's pumping out debris.
So okay, so folks, what we're talking about is, you see this dark blue area right there? That is the debris signature that radar is picking up. Now, what we look for, we want to make sure that that also is correlated with where the rotation is. And you can see, and again, the images are happening at different times, so maybe they don't correlate perfectly in what I'm showing you, but you can see our circulation right here. Imagine that it's already tracked to this position, and that's where we're showing you the debris signature on radar. And just looking at other products that are updating a little bit more frequently than our on-air product, it looks like we've still got a tornado on the ground. We're still seeing a debris signature. I'm going to go back to a different view here. It looks like the tornado is very close to Highway F right now, in the vicinity of Highway F, and hoping I can get just another small road to kind of pop in for me. Kind of zoomed in as tight as I can get, and I'm not really getting what I'm looking for. But
Jamie, while you're working on that, I'm seeing the chat, and there's a lot of people wondering, hey, what about Springfield? What about Nixa? What about Ozark? If we can switch to Max 2, let me really quickly just kind of give the all clear for Springfield. Your chance of seeing a tornado is what we had about an hour ago. The sirens went off. That has moved out. There's not going to be a tornado in Springfield. There's not going to be a tornado in Nixa. If you've really experienced those thunderstorms and kind of that line of activity has now moved, you're good for the night. It's people that are kind of along this line of thunderstorms and east of that. So right now it's really places that are east of Highway 65 that have that tornado chance. It's people to the west of Highway 65. You're safe for the night. You may have some fast winds, you may have concerns about wildfires, but besides that, you're not going to have a tornado chance in. It's really where we're seeing this line of storms develop. Only one tornado warning right now, and that's with this confirmed tornado. It's a strong one.
And it's got a, and I went ahead while Matt was talking, I went ahead and looked up and down the line. I don't see anything else that stands out that says, hey, watch this storm, it could produce soon. We still have, though, this tornado warned storm that is likely producing a tornado at this time. You can see on radar, and this is pretty up to date now. Here's Highway F, Highway 5. And right there, that is the circulation that we're seeing on radar. That's where the tornado is occurring. And in conjunction with that, we've got a pretty significant debris signature. So I'm hoping as I swap this out, there it is. You can see that ball of blue right there. That's what you want to see. That really tells you, because it's also happening where we have the circulation couplet, where we're looking at what we think is a tornado. You're seeing that debris signature. That tells us that there is debris being generated by what is likely a tornado on the ground. And I think that it's still on the ground. I think that it's still producing. And it looks like that tornado is going to continue to track. It should hold together long enough to track north away from Highway F, across Highway 5 over the next few minutes. And it looks like areas further north really need to be mindful of this. I'm going to keep the debris signature product up, and we'll go ahead and, because that's really given us a good marker as to where it's likely occurring right now. Again, I don't even have enough room on the map here to draw out this cone, so I'm going to have to broaden this out a little bit more. But as we do that, hopefully that'll give me enough real estate. Even then, I mean, these things are hauling. This thing's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So I'm going to clear that out. Let's see if I can get this to draw out for us. There we go. That should do it. So this is the general corridor that this tornado is going to take. Again, it's located very close to Highway F, approaching Highway 5. From there, we'll continue to track northeast. It should be near Jerktail by about 7:10 this evening, and up near Competition in about 15 minutes, and then up in the Falcon area in about 20 to 25 minutes from now. It could make it all the way into southeastern Laclede County. I don't see any reason why that couldn't happen. I mean, right now we're not seeing that circulation really weaken in a significant way. I mean, it's still there. I still see a debris signature. Again, that debris signature now is located to the north of Highway 5. So I'm going to clear out this data, and I'm going to go back to this radar view. Hopefully this is updated for us. It's okay. Looks like, based on what I can see on a different radar product, that tornado is located right about here. Looks like it's located right about there, maybe very close to Loring, just to the west of Highway TT. It does look like the tornado has now crossed Highway 5, and looks like it's now making its way toward the Durbin area. So if you live between where the tornado is located now and Durbin, again, you need to be taking immediate action. Very likely a tornado moving through your area. Should be in the Durbin area. Again, we'll draw that back out, but it should be in the Durbin area here pretty soon. Let's see if this will do it for us. Just kind of drawing that. Durbin, 7:05. So we're sitting at 7 o'clock. Looks like about 5 minutes from now, that tornado will be moving through Durbin, then Jerktail at 7:09, then the Competition area by about 7:13. So looks like in about 10 minutes, maybe a little more than 10 minutes, this tornado-warned storm, or at least where the tornado is located, should move across the county line into southeastern Laclede County. So Laclede County not under a tornado warning at this time. Heads up, though, you may be very shortly, as this looks like it will be holding together. And I think that we're still going to be dealing with a concern that it could produce, even though it does look like here in the most recent scan that the circulation has weakened to some extent. It looks like there still may be a risk with this storm as it pushes into southeastern Laclede County, because it's possible that we could be looking at a storm that cycles, a supercell that perks up and then it fades a bit and then it perks back up and then it fades a bit and perks back up, and that cycling every time could produce a tornado. It looks like we've gotten one tornado out of this storm over areas of Wright County, and it looks like that storm threat will be making its way into southeastern Laclede County in about 10 minutes from now. I just wanted to, for folks that are watching, this is what we're looking at. We've got this line. I'll take that tablet off.
You seen that tornado possible
Which
in northern Arkansas?
Northern Arkansas. And that's good to point out. Here's another thing. Before we got into this tornado warning I was concerned about. We're seeing these cells that are developing. Here's the line. We're seeing these cells developing out ahead of the line. That is an environment where they're not going to have to fight off other thunderstorms as much. So it's possible that these storms could become more significant as they track northeast. So eastern Taney County, Ozark County, maybe northern Marion and Baxter counties, watch these storms off to your southwest. We've got one that is now severe warned with a tornado possible tag, meaning that we can see some hints of rotation with it. These may develop. We may see these develop as they cross the state line, and they could become tornadic. So that's something to watch. Still watching this particular thunderstorm up in northern Wright County. Still has, again, all the markers that it's still a tornado producing storm. You can see that hook echo we talk about so much right there, and it looks like that tornado located right about in there, just to the east of Grove Spring, very quickly moving northeast in the general direction of competition. If you live, again, up toward the county line, or even north of the county line, this storm is going to be moving through your area very soon. Please take shelter. At this stage of the game, we've had at least one confirmed tornado with this particular thunderstorm. Looks like there has been some signs of a weakening trend, and that's good news. But that tornado threat does appear to remain with that thunderstorm as it tracks northeast across northern Wright County right now. I'm going to go to a different radar view that's off camera. I just wanted to see. Right now it looks like that tornado is located very close to Highway TT. Let's see if I can get something else to show up. Sunset Road and Highway TT, that intersection is just north or very close to where the tornado is currently located. And that tornado will continue to track roughly toward Durban. So if you live in and around Durban, again, tornado safe place, be in it right now. Stay there until that tornado threat passes, because it looks like this storm has produced at least one tornado, and it still could be producing a tornado even at this stage of the game. Matt, are there any updates in regard to, are there any viewer reports or?
Getting a lot of reports of hail, from pea size all the way up to quarter size to, I imagine, what we're seeing with kind of this confirmed tornado where we have those debris that they're getting up to egg-sized hail. I do want to kind of just go through the line. Let's do a broader view of what we're seeing across the area, and we have a line of severe thunderstorms that start into northern Arkansas. This comes with a tornado possible tag over in Harrison. Thunderstorms about to approach into Branson. Those right now not looking tornadic, but this line of thunderstorms extends all the way out of Missouri and into Iowa. Not quite into Minnesota yet, but let's just look at this long line of thunderstorms as we're starting to push this through, and it's running into a more favorable environment with a little bit more moisture, a little bit more instability. In other words, these tornadoes are going to be able, or rather these storms are going to be able to develop more, to mature, to grow, and I think we're going to be in for an active night. We talked about, hey, we thought we're going to see thunderstorms develop west of Highway 65, and then they start to get bad once they get further into the east. We're starting to see that happen right now. It's an active night, only that one confirmed tornado. We're waiting for really the National Weather Service to decide if they're going to extend this tornado warning. Personally, I believe that they will, but I haven't heard anything from them just yet. They're starting to run out of that room on that polygon where kind of that hooking tornado we're starting to see is very quickly moving into Laclede County.
Well, and going back, I was hoping we'd have a few more scans available, but I kind of wanted to show folks, again, that debris signature. And you can see as I kind of go back and forth in this loop, this is about the time that it really was popping out at us. And you can see Highway 5 located right there, running south out of Grove Spring. That was the debris signature. We started picking that up back here. And then it has since tracked roughly in this fashion. So I think we've seen a tornado on the ground for probably at least several miles and generating debris. Hopefully, we have seen that tornado risk kind of die down, but I'm still seeing evidence of a circulation. So I'll go back over to, actually I'll go to storm relative velocity here, and we're going to zoom in. Get that tablet off there. But we're still seeing evidence right in there, very close to Highway TT and State Highway H. Looks like we've still got evidence of a circulation right there. That is, as we I'm going to look at it, that's pretty close to Jerktail, south of Competition. And as Matt said, I mean, Weather Service is going to have to decide whether or not they want to pull the trigger on this thing for southeast Laclede County, because the storm is moving very quickly northeast, and we're still seeing evidence here of a possible tornado. I think we could probably say possible at this stage of the game. I'm not seeing signs that we can say it's confirmed, but it has been confirmed, and we're still seeing that circulation, and it could tighten right back up. Going back to our radar view of that same area, it's a little bit easier to see that hook echo maybe than that circulation that I was showing you. But you can see it looks like the circulation is now located northeast of Durban. So I think the tornado threat is ending in the Durban area, but it continues for areas up toward Jerktail and Competition, because the circulation is going to track roughly in this fashion across northern.
Jamie, I got an update for you. Heard word from the National Weather Service. They are going to kind of extend this tornado warning downstream. So I imagine very soon we're going to see that update that starts to get pushed out. Northern Wright County into southeastern Laclede counties, where they're going to kind of extend this box. Probably going to see that update very soon from the National Weather Service.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, that makes sense because we're still seeing evidence. I mean, it looks like that, so I'm guessing that the new warning is probably going to be radar indicated, not confirmed.
I don't have word on that, but that wouldn't surprise me. I think that logic checks out.
Okay, yeah, just checking some different products here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we may still have a debris signature there. I mean, there's still kind of a bullseye of blue. So, I mean, we may still have, we may still have a tornado-producing storm. At the very least, I mean, this thing has had a history of producing a tornado. So, please take this seriously. If you live across northern Wright County, Jerktail, maybe even as far east as Mingsville, but certainly west of Mingsville, up toward the Competition area. I mean, this is the corridor that we're going to find a tornado risk over the next 15 minutes or so. Again, that storm's still moving very quickly northeast at 60 miles per hour. And that's going to be, let's go ahead and draw that out. That's roughly the area that it's going to be covering. So in Jerktail, here we are sitting at 7:09. Within the next few minutes, that circulation, possible tornado, will be moving through your area. And then from there, it should cross the state line in the next not state line, but county line over the next 6-7 minutes. Should be located, I would guess, very close to, maybe just to the southeast of Competition by 7:16. And then at that point, it's in southeastern Laclede County. Now, I don't expect this storm to impact Lebanon, but further north, up toward Falcon, looks like it could be in the vicinity of Falcon at around 7:25 this evening. So Matt mentioned that, again, the Weather Service is thinking about going ahead and issuing a new tornado warning for southeastern Laclede County. So again, a heads up now, go ahead, start taking action, get into your tornado safe space. Possible tornado moving into southeastern Laclede County over the next 5 minutes. And looking at different products here, we've got a variety of different radar displays, and some are updating a little faster than our on-air product. That's why we're sometimes looking off-screen at some different things. What we see is that circulation appears to be just south of the county line. I'm going to go to a different radar view here, and hopefully it looks like it's pretty close to Highway Z. Highway Z, and I'm going to take this information off. Highway Z, and let's see if something else will pop in, and Chambers Lane. Highway Z and Chambers Lane. So Chambers Lane actually kind of tees off of Highway Z. Highway Z runs south to north across northern Wright County, and it looks like, again, the circulation.
There's a new tornado warning, Jamie, just came out.
Okay.
They just extended downstream as like what we were expecting to. So that includes Laclede County, Wright County, I believe kind of also getting the northern portion of Texas County as well in that tornado.
And it looks like they went with radar confirmed on this. They took the confirmed
radar indicated.
Radar indicated.
It's radar indicated. They can get about tennis ball sized hail. That's what they have on the warning right now.
tennis ball size hail. And, you know, this is a supercell thunderstorm. I mean, this has a rotating updraft, and as soon as you get to that stage, you can get those really big hailstones along with the risk of tornadoes. So it now looks like, I mean, in addition to a tornado, I mean, you got some monster hail possibly occurring with that storm. I'll show you that hail core in just a moment. I do want to talk about where that circulation is showing up, and it's getting a little bit messy down there toward Competition. It looks like it is centered over Competition, and I'll go to the storm relative velocity here, and hopefully that'll come in nicely there. It's taking a little bit of time to. So it looks like here's Competition. Here's your county line right there. So Jerktail, Competition, county line. This is what we're watching right there. So it looks like possible tornado east of Competition, tracking toward the northeast. So up toward, it looks like it's heading in the general direction of Southard here in southeastern Laclede County. And that's a relatively tight couplet. It is, and we'll go ahead and zoom in. You can see it looks like it's very close to Highway O and Highway AD. It may be located just northwest of that intersection of Highway O and Highway AD in southeastern Laclede County. And it is tracking toward the northeast at, I believe let's see if it's picked up any, 60 miles per hour. So they still have the forward movement with this particular tornado warned storm at 60 miles per hour. And I'll go ahead and let's track that out again. This is the general direction and areas that it's going to be in the vicinity of. Southard by about 718, Winnipeg by about 722, Greenview by about 726, Hanna, if it holds together, would be near Hanna at around 7:32 this evening. So this is giving you some approximate ETA times for a tornado, again, with this thunderstorm that is tornado warned. It was confirmed. It looks like now it's lost enough signature so that we've kind of taken it back to radar indicated status. But I mean, we're still seeing a fairly tight, relatively strong circulation. So we could see this thing produce again. I think the one thing that's lacking right now to give us more confidence that it is producing a tornado is we're not seeing that debris signature like we were seeing, you know, maybe 10 minutes ago. But again, you can still see that couplet really nicely there to the south of Falcon. Going to go back over to a different radar view. You can see that storm is really part of a broader line of thunderstorms which extends all the way north. In fact, I can show you what, I mean, this thing extends all the way north into Iowa. We've had warnings along this line all the way into Iowa. Notice how it wraps around. It's kind of odd looking, right? It wraps around to the west, north of Omaha. This is where the low is located. The surface low is located. So we've got a severe weather threat that's primarily wind here across Iowa. And then as you drop down that line into Missouri, we're getting wind, hail, and now tornadoes with a few of these storms at least. And it looks like as that line continues to progress further east, places, and I'll take that off. Let's see if I can find that. Places further east, remember we've been kind of talking about that Highway 63 corridor was going to be kind of like that threshold. Once this line of storms gets to and east of Highway 63, it gets into a somewhat more favorable environment for tornadoes. We're going to see if these things continue to produce tornadoes. I mean, it looks like we've had at least one with the storm that is now making its way into southeastern Laclede County. Notice how all of these storms are severe warned as well. We've got, again, a risk of damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. We've also now got some pockets of very large hail. Matt was talking about that earlier. Yeah,
our in-house product is estimating golf ball sized hail. I would not be surprised if that's kind of underdoing what's happening. This is, I mean, the National Weather Service has it out for, I believe, 2.5-inch size hail. That's what the warning is issued for.
I zoomed in on that storm that's in south. This is the tornado warned storm in southeast Laclede County. You can see here north of Competition, south of Falcon. I mean, that's a pretty big hail core. And as Matt said, I mean, once this product starts indicating hail sizes of golf ball, we're probably looking at hail sizes maybe on the order of around ping pong to possibly as large as tennis ball size. That came out with one of the warnings, and I'm going to go to a different product here that does a pretty good job of highlighting how large the hailstones can be. And yeah, I mean, we're seeing evidence of at least 2-inch size hail southeast of Falcon in that hail core. So here's Falcon. Looks like we've got maybe ping pong ball size hail at the very least here, very close to Highway 32, running southeast out of Falcon. That hail core will continue to track northeast with this tornado-warned storm. And for all intents and purposes, I mean, we're still seeing a circulation showing up. That circulation is now located southeast of Falcon, very close to Highway 32.
Definitely not as strong as what it used to be. I mean, this was a confirmed tornado at one point. Now we're still seeing hints of rotation. It's not as powerful as what it was, and we love seeing things start to decrease. We love seeing things start to weaken, continue. We really hope that trend continues. But we still have that tornado warning that is issued and still going to be in effect. That warning does not expire until 28 more minutes. So I know kind of our in-house product is having problems showing that red polygon on your screen. But
and Matt, what I popped up here, this is our rotation product. When we get one of these tornado-warned storms, we could pop this up and we can show you at least the track that this tornado took and the circulation associated with that tornado. So you can see it really starts to show up near Highway 60 northwest of Seymour, and then it cuts across Highway 38 west of Hartville, and then across Highway 5 roughly between Grove Spring and Hartville, and now it's located in southeastern Laclede County on top of Highway 32. So, you know, this has been a relatively long-lived supercell, and it looks like it's still producing a risk for a tornado with it, along with really big hailstones, maybe up to ping pong ball size or larger. So we'll take that down. Again, going back to our radar view.
And Jamie, while you get the radar view set up, let me talk about power outages, because there's about 60,000 people in Missouri without power right now. I'm looking at a different site, about 1,000 people in Greene County without power, about 1,000 people in Dallas without county, 250 people in Wright County without power, about 1,000 people in Pulaski County without power. And a lot of that isn't even related to this tornado. It's just the fast winds that we've had. They're pushing on those power lines, causing them to snap, causing a lot of people to lose power. I've heard people kind of had their powers flash throughout the day as, you know, live streaming people, and they're reporting that happening throughout most of the area. 60,000 people right now in Missouri without power, with these storms that are still progressing through.
And Matt, we just got a new scan in. Again, we've got multiple radar views we can look at. One is updating a little faster. This is one of our off-air radar sites. It's updating a little bit faster, and what I can see in the latest scan is that circulation has tightened back up. The one in southeast Laclede County, very close to Highway 32. It looks like it's now north of Highway 32. Let's see if I'm going to go to a different radar view, see if I can zoom in and kind of highlight. Let's see here. It looks like here's some roads that I think would be very close to. It looks like, oh, come on, pop in for me. Bass Road, Walnut Drive. Let's see if I can get another one in here to come in. Wildwood Drive. These are all roads. If you live along these roads in southeastern Laclede County, that is in the vicinity of where a possible tornado is happening. What I was telling Matt is that it looks like that circulation has tightened back up. In fact, hopefully I've got an update I can show you, but it looks like it's tightened back up and is approaching, it looks like it's approaching Highway 17. So let's see here. There's Falcon, and you can see Highway 32. Again, the image that I have for on air is not quite as good as the one that I have off air, but it looks like right in here is where that circulation started to tighten back up here, right on top of Highway 32. That circulation is now located just north of Highway 32 and should be getting really close to Winnipeg. So I think the tornado risk is ramping up right now in the vicinity of Winnipeg. And from there, it should be moving shortly across Highway 17 over northeasternmost Laclede County, And then from there, it looks like it would track into southern Pulaski County. This circulation may approach the Fort Leonard Wood area. If it holds together, it may move very close to Fort Leonard Wood. Right now, we've still got indications of a possible tornado between Highway 32 and Highway 17 to the east of Falcon. So you can see Falcon located here, and that circulation is located roughly in here between Highway 32 and Highway 17. And it's traveling, again, north-northeast at about 60 miles per hour. And that's going to bring it here shortly across the county line into southern Pulaski County. Now, this is a very rural area. But if it continues on that trajectory and this circulation remains, I mean, we may have a tornado threat moving through the base right there across Fort Leonard Wood. So that's what we're looking at right now. I believe that area is also tornado warned, although I'm not seeing, Matt, I'm not seeing on our on-air product, I'm not seeing that tornado warning.
Yeah, and that's a problem with on-air. I don't know, it's a problem with Max. I'm definitely seeing it on other radar sources that the tornado warning is issued for kind of northern Texas County, southern McLeod County.
Matt, go ahead and put your mic, yeah, there you go. So right now, what Matt was saying is, again, that circulation really showing up now very close to Highway 17.
Good.
So the way the shape of that county line is, you can see it right here. Looks like that circulation is located pretty close to Highway 17, roughly in that area, in easternmost Laclede County. And that's tracking northeast. I was saying north-northeast. It looks like it's a more northeast movement at 60 miles per hour. But that couplet has kind of tightened up. Again, our on-air product is lagging a little bit, but I can tell you, based on what I see, that I'll go ahead and circle it rather than point it out. It looks very close to this area. It looks like that circulation is right about in there, very close to Highway 17. That would put it in northwesternmost Texas County to the west of Evening Shade. And from there, as we broaden this out, again, this thing's moving northeast. It's gonna, let's see if I can I'm gonna do a different way.
To me, Jamie, it looks like the system is trying to hook, it's trying to whip around, but doesn't really have enough room. It's running into kind of competing with the other thunderstorms for those resources. It's trying to produce, but at this time, I don't think we have a tornado on the ground in that area. You're seeing the circulation. It's just, gosh, I don't think we have a CC drop.
Yeah, we're not seeing like what we would call a big CC drop with it. We are at that place where the circulation is showing up. We're hitting that storm at about 3,600 feet off the surface. So we may not be sampling, what's going on, near surface level, but it's still got a fairly tight circulation. And I mean, we continue to get these vortex signature icons popping up in conjunction with that circulation. And what that tells us is when we see those icons pop in, is that it's strong enough where there's an increasing likelihood that it is producing a tornado. That circulation right now appears to be right on top of the county line, so it's moving into southern Pulaski County right now. And I said this a while back, these storms are moving so fast.
So we're getting,
they're moving.
Tony said we're getting photos from Megaphone.
They're moving so fast
that, and then I can come in and I can sit with you, or I can sit with whoever, and we can kind of go live from the desk.
Image right here. We're actually looking back in time. That circulation is actually about right in here now, in reality. Again, these are fast-moving thunderstorms, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. And it looks like now the circulation is in southern Pulaski County. So what does that mean? Well, if you live in northern Texas County, at least in regard to this particular thunderstorm, looks like the tornado threat has ended, and it looks like it's ended in eastern Laclede County. But let's make sure, let's see what else is cooking on radar. And we've still got a severe thunderstorm to the west of Plato, and we've got another severe thunderstorm to the west of Mansfield, and we've got additional storms still in Christian County, and we've got additional severe warning storms north of Harrison. So there are still quite a few thunderstorms worth watching. Currently, the tornado warned storm I want to make sure because our on-air product seems to be lagging a little bit, but the only tornado warned storm that we have in our area is located in southern Pulaski County. And that appears to be moving, it looks like it's going to move pretty close to Fort Leonard Wood. May track just to the southeast of the base there. We also have, there's another tornado warned storm that's just north of our viewing area. This is up toward the Kingdom City area, closer to I-70. In fact, that tornado warning is right on top of I-70 for areas west of St. Louis. So we're not the only ones that are under the gun for tornadoes this evening. This is going to be a broad area of severe weather concern, and I think it's actually going to be worsening across the region, especially east of us. It'll be worsening as we work later and later into the night tonight. So while our severe weather threat looks like it comes to a pretty quick end, maybe around 10 o'clock, looks like this is going to go well into the night in areas closer to and also east of the Mississippi River as we work through the overnight hours. Getting back to, again, our tornado warned storm here in southern Pulaski County. You could see it right there. Got some smaller communities in the vicinity, Greenview, Palace, Bloodland, all kind of surrounding where this possible tornado is located. We have seen, and I'm going to guess, based on what I can see on radar, I think we may have another debris signature. I think this thing probably produced again as it made its way into southwestern Pulaski County. I can see what appears to be a debris signature on radar, and that is to the, this is a very rural area. That debris signature is in Pulaski County. You don't really see it here, but I'm going to go to a different radar view. I'll just put radar back up. Hopefully this will be a bit more updated. It is, go ahead, Matt.
This is the one that we've been tracking for quite some time. It's the one that produced that confirmed tornado over in Webster and Wright County. It's moved on. It's moving very quickly. I think the movement on it is, 50 miles per hour to the northeast. So it has already produced a tornado. It's already produced a confirmed tornado. We're wondering, hey, is this going to make another one right now? And you're starting to see some indications of that.
I think we're seeing a CC drop. I think we have had probably another tornado.
It's trying to hook back around.
Yeah, and what's interesting is you can see. Okay, so we're looking at the supercell right here, and you're seeing the updraft of this thing is located right about in here. You see this ring? This is actually the flow around the updraft into where very likely the tornado was developing. And based on, again, that debris signature that I think I'm seeing on radar, it looks like it's now located right about in here to the south-southwest of Bloodland and east of Greenview, tracking toward the north-northeast. In the last scan, I've lost that CC drop, but for a couple of scans there, I think we had a debris signature on radar, and we'll find that out, either later tonight or tomorrow morning, whether or not we did indeed have another touchdown here in southwestern Pulaski County or northwestern Texas County or southeastern Laclede County. Because when we talk about debris signatures, again, you're kind of looking back in time. I mean, the tornado has to develop, has to loft debris into the air, and then that gets sampled by the radar before we can say, hey, there's a CC drop, hey, that's a tornado occurring. So when we can say that, there's already been a tornado on the ground doing damage. And so I think we've probably had that occur. We're still, I can still see a very tight circulation. I'm going to go to, let's see, a different radar view here. Yeah, that's a, TT Highway, Iowa Avenue, kind of in that zone, north of Palace.
Jamie, update, National Weather Service is going to extend this tornado warning again downrange. It's going to be the second time. Details on that really, they have changed. They're calling this an observed tornado. So it went from confirmed tornado to radar indicated tornado back to observed tornado.
So is this observed on radar, or is this a person that saw it?
All I have is just, I don't have if it's radar observed or
because I think it was observed at least on radar. It looked like we had that CC drop. So I think that
it just says, it doesn't say radar indicated. So I believe that is observed, and Rolla is in range of this new tornado warning. That's going to get extended downrange. So
Yeah. Rolla is kind of on that northern edge of the tornado warning polygon. It seems like a long way away, but this thing is moving very, very quickly. In fact, let's take a look. Moving northeast still at 60 miles per hour. Looks like that tornado is located just to the southwest of Big Piney, just to the north of Palace or southeast of Bloodland. Just getting a new radar update and just trying to, it looks like it's east of Bloodland and just to the north of Big Piney. That is approximately where this tornado appears to be occurring. And sometimes the map data isn't quite what you want it to be, but you can see there, okay, so that Bloodland and Big Piney is popped on in the map for us. It looks like we've got a new radar scan. I mean, you can see, it jumped a little bit on me. You can see it, see how that thing just kind of wraps up right there? That is where the tornado is occurring. Here's Fort Leonard Wood. Just to the south of Fort Leonard Wood, it looks like we may have a tornado on the ground. The circulation remains pretty significant, pretty tight. In addition to what is likely a tornado on the ground, I mean, we've got maybe hail up to tennis ball size with this particular thunderstorm. So we haven't done this in a little bit. Let's go ahead and track this out. And you saw the radar view kind of jump there. What I'm going to do is go back to, let's see if I can find it. It's kind of there you go, single site radar. I don't want this to jump around. It gets a little messy when it does that. So looking at radar, again, the storm moving northeast at 60. That is going to put it pretty close to Fort Leonard Wood over the next 5 to 10 minutes. You can see, actually, it looks like it'd be over Fort Leonard Wood or near the Fort Leonard Wood area over the next 5 minutes. And then from there, it would cross the county line out of Pulaski County and into Phelps County, west central Phelps County, still south of I-44, in about 10 minutes time. And then roughly in the Rolla area, Doolittle, in about 25 minutes from now. So maybe about 7:58. You can see it on the map right there, 7:58. It looks like it would be in the vicinity of Doolittle and Rolla. And this thing has held together. I think given the environment too, not only the instability that it's moving into, but also the upper level wind environment, I think that this thing can maintain itself. And we could continue to see tornadoes produced. It looks like we've had one, probably two tornadoes produced by this thunderstorm. And this tornadic thunderstorm is tracking in the direction of Rolla. So if you live in and around Rolla, south and west of Rolla down towards Spring Creek, I mean, now is the time you take action, you get into your tornado safe space. This has been a tornado producing thunderstorm, and it's still showing evidence of producing a tornado, and it's going to be moving through all of these communities all the way from Fort Leonard Wood up to Rolla over the next 20 to 25 minutes. So please, again, take this storm seriously. Get into your tornado safe space. Keep yourself protected until the tornado risk passes your community. Right now, it looks like that circulation is located very close to Big Piney, just to the south, I should say Piney Valley. Circulation appears to be pretty close to J Highway, running south out of Spring Creek. The circulation may in fact, or the tornado may in fact be very close to Spring Creek right now, near J Highway, just to the south of Spring Creek, based on movement. And just kind of going to a different view here. It looks like the tornado will pass is passing just to the south and southeast of most of the base of most of Fort Leonard Wood. But it is going to be crossing the county line over the next 5 minutes. Still getting, again, a pretty strong signature on radar, at least in terms of like the wind circulation within the thunderstorm. I'll clear this out. Information up. Go ahead,
Jamie,
Matt.
I'm getting information. This is old information, but now that kind of storm has moved out of Wright County, people are coming out of their shelters and they're saying, hey, there's structural damage in around the Hartville area. There's trees down. There's power lines down as well. So that is what this system was when it was producing that tornado on the ground. Now it's moving back and it's strengthening back up. This has already been a confirmed tornado. National Weather Service has issued this as an observed tornado, getting close to that Fort Leonard Wood base. I think you mentioned it's going to pass south to it, and thankfully, because that is a highly
Yeah,
populated
it
area.
looks like it's passing just to the southeast of the base there. I mean, you know, here we are sitting at 7:36, so we're past sunset. But I mean, they might have been able to see something from the south end of the base. That circulation now appears to be very close to Spring Creek, very close to J Highway. Just trying to find some other. This is pretty close to the Big Piney River. Let me see if I can find some other streets that would be located pretty close. County Road 6,410 running south out of Spring Creek. That'd be pretty close to where the circulation is located. This, and you can see, so let me see here. I want to make sure I'm looking at the thing that I think I'm looking at. Okay, so we're looking at Springfield. So right here, that's the circulation. I'm zooming in, and you can see Fort Leonard Wood, how it's related to that circulation. So here's Fort Leonard Wood. The base kind of extends down into here, and these are very strong inbound winds right there. You see the blues right there. So this appears to be roughly where the tornado is and likely occurring, and it will track toward the northeast. Again, it looks like it is now, should be very close to J Highway. Did get a new, it looks like that circulation is probably now just to the east of J Highway, to the southeast of Spring Creek. I think it moved very close to Spring Creek though, but probably on the southeast side of town there. And it may now be pretty close to M Highway, where maybe just to the east of where J and M Highway intersect is going to be relatively close to where that tornado would be occurring. In addition to the tornado, hail, very large hail. This gives you a pretty good idea of where the hail core is. Looks like, I would guess that on the base, they're getting hail right now, maybe dime to quarter size, possibly a little bit larger. Looking further south, you can see we've got some other hail cores which extend down across Wright County into Christian County. Not seeing too much, looks like a little one there to the southwest of Jasper. Yeah, so these storms have been producing wind, tornadoes, large hail. You can see there's that tornado warning up along I-70 to the east of Columbia. That is a tornado warned storm that's also quickly moving northeast toward the Bowling Green area. For us, this is our only tornado warned storm, but boy, it's been producing. I think we've probably seen a couple of different tornadoes produced by this particular thunderstorm, and that circulation, and I'm not getting an update the way I'd like, but that circulation appears to be now, it looks like it's now west of Edgar Springs. I think it's in Phelps County. So I think I'll go ahead and circle that out. I think that circulation is located right about in there. I think it's now on the inside side of the county line in southernmost Phelps County and still tracking toward Rolla. So let's go ahead and do this. Track this out. I mean, it's still moving very quickly, northeast 60 miles per hour. And that will put it in the Rolla area right around 8 o'clock. So I would say if you live in and around Rolla, Doolittle, it's going to be in your area in about 20 minutes. Areas further south, you can see we've got some communities, and I'll kind of zoom in here. Hopefully we can get some other communities to pop in. But Yancey Mills, looks like it'll be probably just a little northwest of Yancey Mills by 10 to 8. Should be in the flat area within the next 5 minutes. I mean, I think that circulation is going to be moving just northwest of flat here by about 7:44. Did get an updated, I think I'm getting an updated radar image. No, that one's still old. That's the frustration. Sometimes the data can lag a little bit. You know it's further downstream, and we want to show you where it is, but sometimes the data that we have available to show on air lags somewhat. It to me appears to be east of Fort Leonard Wood, so we'll go ahead and clear that information out. I'll take that tablet out. So it looks like, here's Fort Leonard Wood. It looks like that circulation is now located right about in here. Again, tracking northeast. It is in the vicinity, let's see if we can get some streets to show up for us. USFS Road 1736, State Route M, in the vicinity of where that circulation is right now. Again, this is southwesternmost Phelps County. Looks like that tornado is now to the northwest of Edgar Springs, and it's continued to track toward the northeast. Now, I think based on that, I'll broaden this out a little bit. Based on that, you can see, and we just swapped radar views. Let me see if I can go back to this view. There we go. This is roughly the track that it will be taking. So circulation's there. It's tracking roughly like this. And so it looks like it could very well threaten areas here along I-44 between Doolittle and Rolla in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I think we may be able to keep it just east of Newburgh, but it's going to be a close call. Looks like, again, Doolittle, Newburgh, east toward Rolla. This is generally the corridor that this tornado will want to take. Again, at this stage of the game, I don't know that we can confirm that we have a tornado on the ground, but there's still a fairly strong circulation showing up on radar, and it is still tornado warned for that matter. And again, if you're watching, you're wondering, hey, do I really need to take action? Yes, please do. If you live up and around the Rolla area, this storm is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. I know it seems like it's a long way away, but it will very quickly move through your community, and that'll happen within the next 20 minutes or so. That risk of a tornado is going to be moving through areas between Doolittle and Rolla. So if you live especially along I-44, Newburgh, Doolittle, east over toward Rolla, please take this storm seriously. Get into your tornado safe space. Ride this thing out. Looks like by about 8:15, the tornado threat with this storm should be downstream from your location.
Jamie, I got two updates. One is nice, one is not so nice. Let's start with the nice one first. The National Weather Service, they're agreeing with you. They're kind of taking off the observed tornado. They're going to go back to radar indicated for this tornado warning, as it's not as strong as what it once was. Still a very serious situation, but they're not seeing that kind of debris ball that we're seeing earlier. The not as fun update is I have a report kind of from Highway P in Webster County. They're reporting structural damage and also injuries at this time. That is in Highway P, Webster County.
Yeah, and
I have been able to confirm anything more beyond that, but this system has been strong. It has been producing that tornado. Thankfully, it's starting to weaken at this moment. Hopefully, it can fully die down. But
we were watching it as it was moving across Highway P. I mean, we were talking about it, that circulation at that time. I mean, I think we were seeing a debris signature on radar right now. It looks like. If you're watching from St. Robert, you're not under a tornado warning, but I'll use you as a reference. It looks like that possible tornado is now east of St. Robert. It's still south of I-44, but it's east of St. Robert, and it's still tracking toward Rolla. So zooming back in, let's see if we can get St. Robert to pop in there on the map. Devil's Elbow, come on, let's see if we can get that to go. Take that tablet off. There's Waynesville. So just east of Waynesville is St. Robert, and that circulation appears to be just about due east. It has kind of opened up, but there's still, of course, we're hitting that storm at that point. That's pretty good distance from Springfield. We're hitting that storm at about almost 5,500 feet. So we're looking relatively high, over a mile off the surface is where we're hitting that storm. And we're still seeing evidence of a fairly strong but broad circulation now. It's not as tight as it was 15 minutes ago, but that broad circulation is what we're tracking, and that's what's moving across southwestern Phelps County. If you're watching up toward Doolittle and Rolla, I mean, you've still got some time to get into your tornado safe space, but do so now. The tornado risk is going to quickly increase over the next 10 to 15 minutes as that storm moves in from your southwest. And we haven't tracked it in a while, so let's go ahead and do that. But circulation right about in there, moving northeast, 60 miles per hour. I mean, that's going to cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. Looks like it'll be up near Doolittle and Rolla in about 10 to 15 minutes. I'd put it closer to 10 minutes based on the fact that fast-moving storm, and we're looking back in time on these radar views. So probably in about 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, we're going to have that risk of a tornado moving through the Doolittle area, east of Newburgh, and maybe near Rolla. And then from there, it should continue to track northeast. It may clip southeastern Marys County, just kind of based on the trajectory. It may clip southeastern Marys County, not under a tornado warning, but the storm is going to be, I think, crossing that same area, southeastern Marys County. So just a heads up, if you are watching from areas east of Vienna, southeast of Vienna, north of St. James, This tornadic thunderstorm is going to be tracking between Vienna and St. James in the next 20 to 25 minutes. Should be in the Rolla area in the next 10 to 15 minutes, probably closer to 10 minutes. And we are still seeing, I mean, the circulation's still showing up on radar very nicely. That is not the only storm that we're watching, though. I mean, we've still got some of these other storms kind of lagging back toward Christian County, and you can see additional storms down into northwest Arkansas. The ones in northwest Arkansas, there was at one time a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag associated with it, but that warning has since been lifted, and the only warned storms in our area now are east of Lake of the Ozarks. Areas really from northern Texas County, from the Licking area, northeast through Rolla, up through Vienna. That's kind of the corridor of severe weather risk at this stage. Where do we go from here, folks? I mean, are we done at that point? I don't think so. I think that once this tornado warned storm moves through Phelps County, we may see a lull, possibly, but there's still a lot of real estate further south. Dent County, Shannon County, Oregon County, southern Texas County, Howell County, Fulton County in north central Arkansas, Sharp County in north central Arkansas. These are all areas that are still out ahead of this line. And the risk for tornadoes is there. I mean, as these storms move into that environment, they could become tornadic. And as I'm talking, new severe thunderstorm warnings are coming in.
Jamie, I'm hearing word from our weather watcher, Patty. She's letting us know around Highway F, close to the Webster-Wright County line, there's someone that's trapped in their car. How it's described to me, it sounds like a tree fell on their car and they're trapped in their vehicle right now. This is along with, I've seen multiple structures that have been damaged. I have images of that. We'll try to get them on air for you guys so you can see that. But this absolutely was a real tornado that came in, caused a lot of damages. Hearing rumors of injuries at this time as well. We're still not done. It's still moving and approaching closer into that Rolla area, and this is just really one of multiple thunderstorms that can turn tornadic throughout the night.
This has been the main one, though. We've had 2 tornado warned storms. This was the second one, and I think we've seen at least 2 separate tornadoes out of this thunderstorm. Of course, they'll do the storm surveys. They'll figure out if that's the case. Maybe there were more. Maybe it was just one on the ground for a long time. But they'll do that survey work over the course of the weekend. That tornadic thunderstorm, though, is quickly making its way toward Rolla. And you can see what we're doing is we're sampling the St. Louis radar. So kind of have to reverse what we were doing earlier. So these blues, these are inbound winds. These are outbound winds. So this is our circulation right here. And this is going to track right just east of Doolittle, just east of Newburgh, but it's going to track, I think, right through Rolla. So in and around Rolla, please, I mean, take shelter. Looks like a potential tornado at the very least moving through your area over the next 10 minutes. I mean, this storm is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour, covering a lot of ground in a short period of time. That circulation, I'm going to go to a different radar view. Not really getting an update there. But that circulation appears to be, that circulation appears to be over Treble Creek Road. Let's see if I can get another one to pop in for me. Oh, Treble Creek Road. I can get that one to show up. That is a road to the southeast of Newburgh, very close to where a possible tornado was occurring. Again, we've been able at times to confirm that there was a tornado. At this stage, we can't confirm that there's a tornado occurring, but indications are that it could, at the very least, produce another tornado quickly. So that's why the tornado warning remains in effect. And it looks like while areas to the southwest of Rolla, back toward Fort Leonard Wood, the tornado threat has ended. That tornado threat remains for folks from Newburgh to Doolittle, east across Rolla. It looks like the tornado risk will probably continue past Rolla. So if you're watching from St. James up toward Vichy, that little area between Vichy and St. James, that's roughly where this tornadic thunderstorm is going to be moving through over the next 15 to 30 minutes. So again, a heads up, if you're watching from southeastern Marys County or northeastern Phelps County, not tornado warned at this point, you very well could be, and there very well could be a tornado moving through that area. in the next 20 to 25 minutes. Again, Matt has been kind of outlining some of the different reports that we've gotten. It looks like there has been some damage reported, likely from a tornado with this thunderstorm.
If we can our production team kind of pull up the shot of the storm tracker? I believe Parker Pageant's in the car and driving into this area where we've heard reports of damage, and the shot, you know, you could see lightning happening in the storm tracker as it's kind of moving behind these thunderstorms. The shot is a little blurry right there. There we go. You can start to see that as well, Jamie, where
yeah,
lightning coming in.
We lost the signal right there. You know, Matt, just kind of going back to what I can see here on radar, this tornado, possible at this stage of the game, this will be a radar indicated tornado, is now moving into the southwest side of Rolla. So again, hopefully if you're watching from in and around Rolla, you're in your tornado safe space. Maybe you're watching from your phone or tablet, or you got the TV on. But it looks like, at the very least, the rain, the wind, the hail is moving into Rolla right now. It's probably going to seem pretty scary outside. And I think that we're going to have that circulation that I can see on radar. It looks like that circulation is going to come in from the southwest side of Rolla and probably move right across the downtown area of Rolla, and then should cross I-44 just to the north and northeast of Rolla. And this is all going to be happening over the next 5 minutes or so. That circulation now appears to be, again, on the southwest side, maybe just on the outskirts of Rolla near I-44, and it will continue to track toward the northeast at 60 miles per hour. So it's going to blow through pretty fast. But my guess is you can hear the rain outside. We'll go back over to a radar view just so that you can see what it looks like on radar. And it looks like, again, probably pouring down rain, strong winds outside. Hail, I'm guessing there's probably some hail. The hail core right now indicated to be just to the west and southwest of Rolla. I think we're probably seeing that hail moving into Rolla right now. And I think dime to quarter size seems reasonable. The supercell has weakened some, but we're still, again, getting the risk of large hail, heavy rain, strong winds, and even the possibility of a tornado. And again, that circulation, which we've been tracking for a while now, going back to Wright County at least, that circulation is now moving into Rolla, coming in from the southwest, and it looks like it's going to track from southwest to northeast right through the heart of Rolla, and then from there it will continue to track up toward, I think we may be able to keep it just to the west and northwest of St. James, but if you're watching from southeastern Marys County or northernmost Phelps County between St. James and Vichy, this circulation is going to be tracking through that area over the next 20 minutes. Again, still watching this closely. It looks like that circulation still fairly strong on radar. Let's see if I can get that to show up for us. But that circulation is now moving through Rolla. So this has been a tornadic thunderstorm, and now this tornadic thunderstorm is moving through Rolla. You can see very clearly, and I'll get the pointer out, but you can see very clearly these right there. Those are very strong inbound winds blowing toward the St. Louis radar. These are strong outbound winds blowing away from the St. Louis radar. And this is where, if there's a tornado occurring, it's located right in there, right where my pointer is. So again, here's Rolla. This is the possible tornado right here, now getting into the southwest side of Rolla. This is a very fast moving thunderstorm, northeast at 60. So what I'm showing you right now on air is going to be a little bit dated. So my guess is that this circulation, this possible tornado, is probably crossing through Rolla right now and maybe getting into the northeast side of Rolla. And then from there, it looks like it'll probably track across I-44 shortly thereafter to the west of St. James.
Can we try that storm tracker shot again? I believe that I heard a report that the storm tracker is finding damage now. Do we know where they are? Are they in oh my gosh, where is this at?
Yeah, that is damage.
Oh my gosh. Yep. You can see the lightning too.
How about this? Of course, that is...
Wow.
Let's see here. I wonder if we can go to the three. Yeah, I mean, it looks like at the very least we've got some metal siding that looks to have been blown off, probably a shed. You can see some of that siding.
In Seymour.
Seymour.
So Seymour right now. That's where this is at.
Okay, so it looks like we've got some damage from the Seymour area. Looks like maybe they've driven through it. I don't see anything right now on either side of the highway, and I don't necessarily see a lot of debris in the highway. It looks like we've got some leaf litter, things like that. But just a minute or so ago, and they may be turning around to go back through that area, but just a minute or so ago, you could very clearly see at least siding damage, metal siding, kind of crumpled up on the side of the road, in the ditch. And this is what we can see from the road at night. So, there may be much worse damage that we can't see on camera at this time.
That's just what's across the road. And, we've also heard reports of injuries over in, I believe, Webster County. We've heard multiple structures that are being damaged. Storm Tracker's starting to creep back up to where that damage was. It looked like someone's roof, maybe a barn that just got blown across the road as they were driving down, and they're searching for damage. They absolutely found it. Look over on the left side. You can kind of see that roof, and geez, just right across the fence posts, scattering the road.
Yeah.